What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some wrestling news, and these are the wrestling headlines for today. Is Rusev leaving or not as he calls out a wrestling insider? Is 205 Live ending next month? Did WWE sever a 7-year relationship? A match added to AEW's All Out buy-in? WWE superstar buys a $6.4 million mansion? There's a rumor regarding a 29-year dream match? And lastly, WWE changes up the Fiend's mask? And there could be some big plans in store. Let's get straight into our first bit of news as to whether Rusev is leaving the WWE or whether he's already made his mind up and re-signed with the company. Let's face it, these rumors have been circulating the wrestling world for longer than it took The Undertaker to make his way down to the ring at WrestleMania 33. It's no surprise these rumors exist, as it's been long speculated that due to his lack of a push and detailing his constant frustrations with the product in podcast interviews and Twitter, that the Bulgarian brute is unhappy and seemingly wants out of WWE. Not too long ago, Rusev appeared on Lillian Garcia's Chasing Glory podcast to express his dissatisfaction. That's what irks me, is that I do all these things, but nothing changes. That's where the frustration comes. So what am I supposed to do then? I'm just trying something. This or that to try and catch Vince's eye? Something we go, we pinch, we talk, he just never comes to anything. I keep pushing for it to be my time, and I keep talking to everybody, but nobody wants to do anything. I mean, it's very frustrating, because I don't know what is holding me back, to be honest. I really don't. But even though he's outright mentioned the frustrations that he's facing backstage, and fans can make their own mind on whether he's staying or not, the Bulgarian brute was none too pleased with wrestling's biggest heel, Pro Sports Extra's Brad Shepard, who seemed to report that he already made his mind up. He tweeted, "According to a source in WWE, it's possible that Rusev and Lana may not re-sign with the company. They're currently weighing their options." Possibly calling out the inaccurate reports made by Shepard, Rusev retweeted, "You need to make up your mind, my dude." Shepard then replied, "I report, you decide." To which the brute did not take kindly and tweeted, "How can you report when you have no idea?" Whatever Rusev decides to do, he's going to be doing it with a fresh new look, as he's cut his hair even shorter and his entire facial hair is gone. What do you think of his new look? Does he still look like a brute? Our next story looks at whether 205 Live is ending next month. With the news of NXT moving to the USA Network and adding a second hour to its programming, WWE might feel that there is just too much wrestling on a weekly basis and fans are getting burnt out with the amount of content thrown at them. Finally, they might get it. Now, they won't be able to ditch the third hour of Raw as per an agreement with USA Network, and SmackDown Live is only 2 hours for now, so the best possible solution might be to get rid of 205 Live completely. This news comes especially after Dave Meltzer recently reported on the Wrestling Observer Radio that SmackDown Live is rumoured to have an additional third hour when it comes to Fox. However, the third hour might not air on television, but air on either FS1 or the WWE Network. If that's the case, then axing 205 Live may be on the cards, but how soon? Well, Meltzer predicted this could be as soon as next month. What would happen to the wrestlers on the brand we currently don't know, but WWE could have them wrestle on main shows like they did before and change up the ropes, etc., or they could join NXT. However, it's clear all shows are crowded enough. But whilst we're on the subject of cancelling, did WWE sever a 7-year relationship? Now, if you're unaware who CFOs are, they're a music duo primarily known for producing WWE theme songs, with some of their work including Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Kane's and AJ Styles theme music, not to mention the incredible theme for Shinsuke Nakamura titled The Rising Sun. The duo started working with the WWE in April of 2012, but it seems that their 7-year relationship with WWE has come to an end. It was reported yesterday by WrestleVotes that received a few questions asking about CFOs and WWE music. The relationship is in fact over, and it has been for a few months now. CFOs is no longer working with WWE in any way. That might be the case, but the publishing and production company that works with CFOs responded to a tweet regarding NXT's move to USA Network, implying they're still working with them. They tweeted, "Something tells me we're going to be hearing a lot more from CFOs. WrestleVotes has a good track record when it comes to insider information on WWE. Perhaps this time, he might have been misinformed." Also, a new match has been added to AEW's All Out Buy-In pre-show. The buy-in, which airs on YouTube for free before the main pay-per-view, will feature the already announced Women's Casino Battle Royal, but just now, AEW have also announced a second match for the pre-show, a tag team match between Jack Evans and Angelico vs Private Party. So far, the duo of Evans and Angelico have yet to win a match in AEW. Could that change on the pre-show? Don't forget, All Out takes place on Saturday 31st August in Chicago, and the main card is looking decent. We've got Ryo vs Hakuro Shida, the Best Friends vs the Dark Order, and where the winners receive a first round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Titles Tournament, Joey Janela vs Jimmy Havoc vs Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes vs Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard by his side, Jon Moxley vs Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks vs the Lucha Brothers in a ladder match for the AAA World Tag Team titles, and in the main event, we will finally see an AEW World Heavyweight Champion crowned between either Chris Jericho or Hangman Adam Page. Our next story looks at a WWE superstar buying a $6.4 million mansion. The WWE has secured a number of big money deals with Saudi Arabia, Fox, and the USA Network, so it's paying its wrestlers quite handsomely. Well, mostly its wrestlers on the main roster. However, some wrestlers don't simply rely on wrestling to bring in the moolah, as whilst WWE superstar and former WWE champion The Miz receives a base salary of an impressive $1.2 million per year, he has also branched out in acting and starred in films, and has his own reality show which brings in more money. The Miz and Maurice formerly lived in the Hollywood Hills in a house worth $3.8 million, but just like the Joneses, they want to move on up, and move on up they have, buying a mansion in Thousand Oaks, California, and paying $6.4 million for it. The house was built in 2001 and boasts 6 bedrooms, with 9 baths, a 9-seat theatre, a grand entrance with a double staircase, an 8-car garage, and mountain views. An awesome house for an awesome wrestler. Congratulations to the couple. Next up, WWE is trying to make a dream match happen. Last month it was reported that WWE were teasing a dream match between Sting and The Undertaker. Granted, it's a match that happened 29 years ago in WCW, and let's be honest, it's several years too late as both men are way past their prime. And don't tell us you'd never watch or have the slightest bit of interest if WWE were to announce it. However, it turns out the graphics they posted of an eventual meet were to hype a YouTube show on what would have happened if The Undertaker went to WCW. However, there are recent reports of WWE showing interest in a match for 2020. WWF Old School reported that they are hoping to get Sting medically cleared for a bout with The Undertaker planned for next year. With wrestling legends returning for big paydays at Saudi Arabia, the money WWE could put on the table could be enough to persuade the Stinger to come back for one more match if he's medically cleared. But at the age of 60 and ultimately retiring because of neck problems, it might not be a possibility. If Sting is unable to be cleared, Taker still has a lot of potential wrestlers he'd personally like to work with, the likes of Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Daniel Bryan. They could all potentially have their first match with the Phenom sometime next year. However, it's more likely though that WWE are building a feud between The Fiend and The Undertaker that could even culminate at WrestleMania 36 being his final match. And that might be a possibility, as there are big plans in store for him. But first off, it seems that WWE have slightly altered The Fiend's mask, and if you noticed on Raw, the mask didn't look as realistic or detailed than the one that appears in Bray Wyatt's promos. The new mask looks lighter, as if there was, dare we say, less blood on it, and less grittier. The cleaner style might be an effort to tone down the character slightly, possibly being too scary for younger viewers. There have been rumours of WWE looking to change the character to be more family friendly, but thankfully, Bray Wyatt put an end to those rumours on Twitter. But what about plans for The Fiend? So far, he's taken out various WWE Hall of Famers including Mick Foley and Jerry the King Lawler, not to mention getting an impressive win over Finn Balor at SummerSlam. Right now, he's arguably one of the WWE's most popular wrestlers, and the man who created the mask, Jason Baker, spoke about the character and mentioned the best is yet to come. In an interview, when asked about what's next for The Fiend, he mentioned, "I can't talk about that. That's beyond my pay grade. And even if I did, I wouldn't talk about it anyway, because that's the fun of it. Do you want to know what you got before Christmas or wait with your friends to open your presents? It's about waiting every week and seeing what comes next. Fans need to keep watching because they haven't seen anything yet. If they think this is the greatest thing to ever happen, they just need to keep watching. It's going to blow them away." What could be better than a Fiend vs Undertaker match to put Bray Wyatt at the top of the roster? When should an Undertaker vs Fiend match happen? And should this be the Undertaker's last match? Be sure to comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.